Hey all, John aka Whisky and Sound back once again with another episode of Boilermaker Mondays. Now I'm going to go to something really bloody iconic and so damn Aussie that you can't help but laugh. And it's one that my dad actually swears by, funnily enough, because my father used to work as a taxation clerk for about 29 years. Carlton United Breweries. So for all of you that don't know which beer I'm on about, Victorian bitter. Or Victorian bitter, I should say. It is a iconic... you know what? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's either one of those beers that you really like or you don't like at all. You have to have this thing so damn ice cold, like just mega chilled, because the slight hint of warmth that enters into this beer automatically turns it to piss. But you can't help but, you can't not drink it. It's just it's just un-Aussie to not drink it. It's one of those things that, it's a summer beer. It definitely is like one of those ones that really quenches your thirst when you've just knocked off work and you're either having this on tap at the bar, or you've bought a slab of them and you're going, you're splitting it in between all your workmates. It's not really one to give you like a full breakdown of it. It's just one of those things that it's golden, it's got like a golden hue about it, and it's not overly aromatic. It's got like it's just really light. It is so light, and it's not one to be thought a great deal about. Especially now that it's gone back to being full-bodied again, because I remember, I think, late 2000s, Carlton United Breweries thought it was a real cool idea to drop the ABV from 4.9 down to 4.6. Worst thing they could have ever done, because then people stopped buying it and they're like, "Whoop, all right, back up again." They did trial it out at 4.8 and people were like, "Yeah, all right, we'll still buy it." And then 4.6 was just the worst idea on the planet, because then it really tasted like piss. Anywho, it's just got that really cereal note with like a real watered down lime. That's what I get on the nose. Yeah, just lightly hopped and just an easy drink of lager, really. But it must be chilled. Now, one thing that my dad also brought to my attention was, this goes really well with peated whiskey. And my dad is a Laphroaig drinker, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this myself. Let's see how we can go with my dad's awesome idea for a Boilermaker. Leading into Father's Day, of course, I figure, hey, why not? So I've got a bottle here that I've already prepared, Laphroaig Select. And this is actually one bottle that has my name on it, genuinely. So it was a liquid gold from Smoky Hell, which was a Opinions Welcome tasting, courtesy of Dan Woolley back in the day when he used to be the brand ambassador for said whiskey. Now, Laphroaig Select is a 40%er that is like their entry level whiskey. That is a whole heap of casks vatted together. So, if I'm not mistaken, it's ex-bourbon, ex-sherry, and a heap of quarter casks. I think actually it's got the breakdown over here, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, here we go. So it is American oaks. No, that just made a lie of me. Okay, anyway, I'll, no, you know what? I'm not going to bother looking for it. Oh, actually, no, sorry. I had it written down in the back of the notes here. So, American oak, ex-bourbon, ex-Oloroso sherry, ex-PX cask, and quarter casks were all vatted together to make this select cask very drinkable at 40%. And there is that real famous peat smell that we love from the Isla region, especially Laphroaig. Highly medicinal. So, But you've got like this, I mean, like the peat really, greets you in the face first thing. But then you'll get some red fruits that come through, which is courtesy of all your sherry casks. And you get this nuttiness about it too. Yeah, it's still a fun, easy drinking Laphroaig. So, but anyway, put these two bad boys together. I personally think that the way this might work, because we're putting a lager up against a heavily peated whiskey. So that screams to me contrast, borderline cut. Maybe this beer might be so dull that it will just drop down like it might cut the peat through, and then you might get a bit more of the fruits and whatever lovely notes from the quarter cast that you get. So who knows? We're gonna find out in a second anyway. So let's go beer wash and whiskey reds, because I need to hurry up and drink this beer before he turns the piss on me. Right. Cool. Right. Let's turn to salted peanuts. Earthy salted peanuts. Yeah, right. How about that? Dry. It's like a dried out tobacco afterwards, and oh yeah, it's like I've been smoking a cigar. Yeah, nice. Yeah, well, that's interesting. All right, so let's go. And you know what? For a 40% whiskey as well, this has a decent amount of finish on it too. It's got so much to offer on the palate. I think it's underrated. A lot of other people are just like, nah, can't do Laphroaig Select. But you know what? I can. You know, it was one of the first Laphroaigs that I actually drunk. And that was courtesy of a Dan Woolley tasting. So it went from that to the 10-year-old, and then it moved on afterwards. So it was great to get like pretty much the base flavour of Laphroaig. So, and it's one thing I know you never forget is your first Laphroaig. So I'm grateful that it occurred at a tasting where it was in a controlled environment. Yeah, and the more that's left open in the glass now, the peat's starting to dissipate, and now you get a lot more notes that come through, which is also quite fun. So on that note, let's do whiskey wash, beer rinse. Yeah, right. Yeah, cool. All right. Yeah, look, I'm going to say this one's more contrast. So it's got this thing that just works. So my dad had this vision in mind that worked for him, and I can see why it worked for him. So is it a bad Boilermaker? No. Is it my greatest Boilermaker? No. But it works. So it is... yeah, I can see why you would put this with a peated whiskey. So I get it. Both readily available at your local Dan's or Bottle Mart should have it as well, if they don't have the Laphroaig 10. But either way, pretty much Laphroaig Select, Laphroaig 10 will work with, this interesting Aussie iconic beer. So, yeah. All right. Yeah. Cheers to Dad for that one. So, yeah, this one's for you. Oh man, I forgot how much I really enjoy this Laphroaig 10, Laphroaig Select. It's, yeah, the more that's left alone in the glass, that is some really cool stuff. Very underrated in my opinion. So yeah, I'm gonna happily enjoy this one. So, right, easy going Boilermaker. You don't need to think too hard about it. It is contrast, I'll dare say that. So, on that note, I am gonna go off and have me some dinner and enjoy the rest of this. So thank you all for joining me for this episode. And yeah, by the time this gets watched, I'm hoping that actually it'll be before Father's Day, which would be my first Father's Day. So cheers to that one. Yeah, so on that note, happy Father's Day in advance to everyone that does watch this episode. For the coming Sunday, I hope you all have a fantastic Father's Day. And hopefully it's not bloody rainy where you can actually get out and do some stuff. Because I know this week has so far been ridiculous with the rain. So, yeah, here's hoping to an awesome Father's Day to come. So, cheers and slunge. And on that note, if you're not subscribed to this channel, please like, share, subscribe, support. So, yeah, I bid you all a good evening and an awesome week and a happy Father's Day in advance. And I'll catch you next Monday for Boilermaker Mondays.